Hello. I will have you know that I was trying to do other things today because I made a video about the fish yesterday, and then I had so many thoughts about it that I had to make another video last night about it, going into more details and just explaining more of the situation. And I was almost done with that. And it was one of my Phineas Former longer videos on my other channel, on one of my other channels. Which is more just here we go, set sail, got the words, I've got the body of emotionality, and that channel is more trying to paint a full emotional picture. And it's great so far. And not really edited. I haven't really had to edit anything. It's just making sure that it's coming out the right way and really just being cognizant of what I've said, how I said it, what was going through my mind, and stuff like that. I was towards the end of it. It's like it's not quite 2 hours, but I had about 35 minutes left or so, and I had like power through it energy. Just get through this. Got to ratify it. It's a step along the way, and I cannot express to you how little I ended up caring. Just because sometimes I use so many words, and they're all super duper good words. Do not mistake me. I love all of my words, but sometimes it's like, holy cow, how many words does he have? And my ideas are chonky, and every now like I have to pause and like get my own thoughts in order because I just heard myself like, what was that sentence? He just said three that were like, I'm like a scholar sometimes, and I don't even think that I'm a scholar most of the time. But every now and then I talk about things as though I know what I'm talking about, and I use very specific language for it, and I do know what I'm talking about, but then also it's like, what? And there's a lot. How does that happen? What happened? Stop. I didn't want to have to edit this, but then I keep accidentally like opening an overlay or something? I don't understand it. Meh. Man, what a buzzkill. But I just had way too much gosh darn video energy. And it's fascinating that what I was ratifying just now, and I'll be able to go back and ratify it after I've taken a break from it, because who boy do I have words. But some of that was talking about not wanting to vent out some of the really good emotions that I feel, because I don't normally feel really good emotions, and you want to like, take those and bottle them up, and you get the warm fuzzies, and you want to like think about that and keep something like last night really special and close, because the night previous was also really special and close. I was a little conflicted about making that video, and so today I didn't want to make a video because I wanted to keep this batch of feelings really special and really close. And I don't think I'm going to go into too much specific detail, but also I haven't thought too much about this video. I just had a lot of video energy, baby. And interestingly, we'll light on this for 2 seconds and then get into something that might be a little bit more fun and personal. Because I feel like it's interesting to see that the mechanism I've developed, which is these videos, for getting out excess emotion when I have like video energy, it's because I'm often, maybe not quite overwhelmed, but really my capacities are taken up by holding on to an emotion state. And usually it's going to be like frustration or things I'm working through is a lot of what this channel kind of is like the landing page for where I put a lot of those thoughts. Or sometimes it's just something I'm excited about and I want to share and I haven't figured out another outlet for it. And as it turns out, feeling joy and a deep contentedness is also an emotion that I have a hard time holding on to because I feel it really strongly. And what I had theorized about yesterday's video, and I uploaded it, and I was worried that, like, oh, I had a warm fuzzy as I was describing it, and then I released it. I vented it into a video, and I therefore lost the concentrated fuzzy that I wanted to keep inside. And I've been keeping in another fuzzy from today, and ratifying a video where I was talking about fuzzies a little bit. And then other systems that have to go into play when considering a warm fuzzy when you are Phineas Former, and it's just a really long video. And it's lovely, don't get me wrong. But the whole time I'm trying to focus on this video, and it's just I'm still just getting really warm fuzzies. And video energy is building because I was kind of like thinking about last night, because I was watching a video where I was talking about last night, and then I'm in the living room where I'm like, where my stuff all is, including the VR gear, including like that's where me and the fish were cuddling and just being really sweet again. And it's so cute that in the video I'm talking about, because 2 nights ago, we just had a really special night, and it was kind of like the first of the special. It's like, oh, he likes me too. And then that's part of what spawned the video that I'm talking about that I was in the middle of ratifying still, because I had some insecurities, and there were other pieces to the system that I wanted to bring up and lay bare So I wasn't holding on to them, no one's holding on to them, and then I can move on to future fuzzies without feeling laden with additional insecurities and bad baggage that sometimes comes with being close with people interpersonally. Interpersonally. Thing is, since I even just recorded that video, and the ratification process is dynamite. Like, I said a lot of things last night, and then they cooked and ruminated, put on the back burner while I just had the rest of the night. I was hanging out with the fish again, and it was super great. And then in the morning, I've been being intentional about my day, and then listening, and then watching, and it still hits. And when it's a really, like, delicate video, something like that, I like filming it, letting it rest, come back to it, ratify it, and then you can send it to make sure in two mood states that it holds up. And it's great. Doing great. But because I made the video, I don't have the confliction of, like, the warm fuzzy, but it's paired with baggage. This one's no baggage. It's just warm fuzzy, very nice and pure. It was such a good night last night. And as it turns out, it's just too big for me. It's way too big for me. And I wanted to get out some of that energy. And for a little bit also, I thought that it's good for venting these emotions. Because, like, if I'm in a good mood and I make a video about good mood, then the good mood energy goes out into a video. And it's like, well, now I don't have good mood energy. And it's like, bitch, I have so much emotion. I got good mood energy, like good mood for days. I can vent some, and then what I'm left with is a regular amount of good mood. Like, please, I have a life to live. I need to be in less of a good mood so I can be in a regular good mood. Like the fuzzies are too warm. I need regular, like, I don't even know what I'm saying. But when yesterday I was worried about being too open and personal and honest in a video, and then I'm robbing how personal and honest the emotions are to me, I think the actual accurate system is how valuable it is to be able to treat something like joy and warm fuzzy and just something that's really special and being really happy as any other emotional extreme that I need to vent out, just how this channel is, and no special preferential treatment to, oh, this one's really special in secret and it stays with me. And it's like, bitch, no, I don't have time for that. I do, but I don't want to be overwhelmed with how remarkable. I think I know what I do, though. Every time I do that, I think I figured it out. Okay, yeah, so I know and you know. Sometimes I open up my overlay on accident, but then when I do that, because I'm inside of VR chat, it focuses VR chat, but I see a glimpse of my like, it's just, anyway. What I'm saying is I don't want to be overwhelmed with the happy all day today, and so I just want to be the regular, the regular happy. And so I'm making this video, even though I didn't think that I wanted to, because it was just building up all of my video energy. So we're just going to talk a little bit about, I don't know, about my relationship that's developing, which I did not even expect to be making this video. I thought for sure that I'd be holding on to something, and I have videos in the backlog. I have 3 videos I'm pretty happy with, and I was going to release one of those so I could just maybe do some work on my projects, and then maybe do some other stuff, and then I have to finish ratifying that video still and do some chores. And I thought for positive sure I was not going to be filming today. And then as it turns out, just kidding, I have to film today, and that's just kind of special to me. I did take notes about the video I was ratifying. Do I want to... Where is that paper? I don't know why this is my note paper. I don't know why, but as long as I'm talking about the video I'm ratifying, and that was giving me thoughts about last night and thoughts about the video, because I was making that video, and then I didn't think, because me and the fish had plans 2 nights ago. Did we have plans, or it just kind of happened? Time has no meaning. Oh no, we did have plans, then the plans went wrong, and then the plans... Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I filmed last night's video in a space of, like, kind of confliction, and I was still like, does he like me in that way, because it wasn't, like, specifically stated, And that's where like kind of the insecurities were, stuff like that. So I made a video where I was expressing insecurities, a lot of which were born from, does he like me specifically in that way? Or does he just like me because I'm super cute? You know, my pink shoulder. He likes my shoulder, not me. And that's such a dumb thought, but there was like a quarter of 1%, which is 2.5 per mil, by the way. Bringing in the per mil in a big way. Look it up, tell your friends. 2.5 per mil of me was, right? Is that right? Yeah, right? Yeah. Anyway, anyway. Oh, hi. So I've been ratifying all morning a video where I was just kind of like insecure about my new relationship, and it uh, eh, bah, nah, nah, not bah, nah. Anyway, uh, and in the way that humans can relate to each other, because we haven't like labeled anything, and I'm fine without that, but I need to label that we haven't labeled anything. I'm nervous. Okay, so I took notes because it's really cute that I was nervous making the video yesterday, and then after, turns out Fish was online, because he had a he saw that I was in VR chat, and also got into VR chat because he just figured I was filming something, because that's the only reason I ever go into VR chat. And he had been hoping that when I was done filming, he would see, like, I would see that he was online and that he would that I would join him. And it was a long one because it's Phineas Former longer, where I just have an emotion that I gotta get out. And so we kind of come at it from different angles, and I really like those videos, but they are just Panther Boy Go, and I usually even have less ideas on that channel what I'm talking about, because I have like the core idea of what's taking up a lot of space inside of me, and we just kind of attack it together in a way, which is why they're so long, but still just the flowing cadence, and they're great, don't get me wrong, they're long. True to form, man. Phineas Former longer. He knows that they ain't kidding, those boys are long. And through all of it, I was like insecure, and then sure enough, after 2 hours, by the way, he had been waiting in VR chat for 2 whole hours, pretty much, because I was filming for a long time. And then I joined him, and he had fallen asleep a little bit waiting for me, which was so sweet. And I woke him up, and then that was kind of cute. He says that he was like woken up by a cute VR kitty cat, and I was like, you're damn right, cute VR kitty cat. Anyway, for crying out loud. So it's fun seeing that I was really nervous. And then last night, totally assuaged. Like, all of the concerns were either addressed, or because I had made a video where I was taking my insecurities and putting them somewhere outside of myself, I no longer had insecurities. So this morning I woke up from, again, a lovely night spending time with the fish, and the warm fuzzies were not tainted by insecurity because I had put them in the video, which I'm gonna upload, I think, today, because hopefully, if I've done my math correctly, I have just enough time to make this video, finish ratifying the other one, upload them both. I think we should be in business. And if that's the case, there's a link down below if you want 2 more hours, basically, of me talking about the system of being in a new relationship in some form, because we haven't labeled anything. Anyway, it's been very special so far. And all signs point to go. But I took some notes, and so I'm just going to read them right now, I guess. Just to tell you more about what I was thinking about watching myself be a little bit nervous and sheepish. And then how the juxtaposition of, because I filmed that stuff, and so I'm watching myself be a little nervous and a little bit shy, and a little bit, because I'm revealing some insecurities that I have. So I'm being insecure, and then I have the dramatic irony of knowing something that the character does not. So I'm seeing him be nervous, and then 4 hours later, after filming, it's like, actually, you spend a lovely night, and you find out he does like you in that way, specifically spoken. And because I don't do very well with subtext all the time. And you give me a corner of doubt, baby, I will take that and I will run with that. And that's not unique to me at all. So I'm going to look at my paper, and if I have anything that I actually feel like sharing off of my piece of paper, then I'll share that, and then maybe close out the video probably, because I don't want this to be too long. And trust me, I could make it a very long video, because I have a whole lot of things to say. But we're only venting out a little bit of the warm fuzzies. So I still get plenty for the rest of my day. So I'm okay if this video is not long enough, because I don't even think this video could be long enough to contain all of the fuzzies. So here we go. Yeah, so I was even more coy about the word relationship in that video than I am now, and I still feel like a little coy about it, but it's more of a fine word to use now, and then it's like, I really don't want to assume anything, and now it's like, well, we have a really cute picture of us cuddling, and he's on my phone screen. That's that's where the relationship is so far, so that's fine. And then I did talk just now that last night gets to stay special. That's one of my notes. Yeah, dude. And then I feel more calm and centered than at any point in my life, I think, pretty much. So I was in a position of just being calm and centered as I'm on the couch ratifying the video I made where I was not especially calm and centered. I was a little bit calm and a little bit centered, but I was going through something I had to express. So I was watching myself also be expressing insecurities, which is excellent because now I'm not really particularly insecure in that way presently. So that's an interesting juxtaposition. But it's the first Phineas Former longer, especially, but the first time I had really seen my videos and just how I present myself while as a viewer in a position of being remarkably calm. And I felt like I got a especially outside perspective on me as I was watching myself. Like, there was a more, not really a separation, but it was interesting in a position of absolute feeling centered, watching myself, also being completely centered because I filmed that video with tons of intentionality. And so I'm sitting in warm, fuzzy, intentional zone, watching myself in, like, a little bit nervous, insecure zone, both with absolute intentionalities. It was wild. And most of what I learned from that most pure separation of elements of self and emotionality, I suppose, is that I use so many words, guys. I use so many words and so many, I know I said that a little earlier in this very video, but so many gosh darn words. And sometimes they're so like, what is he talking about? And how is he talking about it? How is this even making sense? And he's in like the hour and 15th minute of just constantly going, baby. And sometimes he takes little pauses and then he's still going. And it still makes sense. And it feels like it could have been a super prepared, like, was he writing a dissertation? Has he been working on this one for a whole week and now he's delivering it? Is this a memorized speech? Like, this guy's crazy. I'm nuts. And no, it's just, he's going. He's just doing it, baby. He has some insecurities he wants to express and put them in video form, so he's not holding on to them because the insecurities are getting in the way of the warm fuzzies he wants to be able to hold on to with pure intentionality. And then as it turns out that they're just a little too pure and a little too intentional and they gotta go into a video. It's wild stuff, dude. But I talk so much. I didn't realize. I already kind of knew. I knew. But I didn't know. So that was really fun to notice today as well. And examining joy, I have come to calmly examine any strong emotion, which is interesting. And I think that's actually how I started this video, was treating kind of like what I've been calling warm fuzzies, as though they were normal, as like if I was also really agitated about something and I could make a video about that, and then I would talk through the process of processing agitation, and how joy and warm fuzzy is not any different from any other strong emotion, except for it's one that I haven't really processed. So I think as we close out this video, which is long enough, I can feel it deep inside of my bones, it's time for this video to be done. But we are going to talk a little bit about how I'm choosing, like, we're going to talk a sec. So let me put down my piece of paper. And it did not take long for me to put down my piece of paper. So, because this is interesting, because I've spoken previously about all of the mechanisms I use to process emotionality. I love all of them, and so many of them are on autopilot that I've been dropping them off. Sometimes I put them in a video so they're not in my head anymore, because I don't need them. You can have them. It's automatic, baby. I don't work, like, I don't need that anymore. We're good. But I'm just gonna have to say this, and we'll just go for it. I don't have time to be sheepish about it, and also I stopped caring about that a while ago. Um, just happiness is pretty new to me, at least recently, and just being casually warm, fuzzy, but then not feeling catastrophic about it, and not feeling worried about it, and it's just along for the ride as I have been for a very long time, and like turbulences will come and go, and you don't have to be ashamed about feeling really sad, and I find very much strength and comfort in feeling sad. And you can feel those things and understand this also will pass, and life is happening all of the time. Your emotion states are part of life, and in order to cherish one's life, you have to cherish all parts of it. So when you're really angry, you need to pay as much respect to that as when you feel a lot of joy. And I just don't typically feel a lot of joy. Better or worse, we're just going to call that what it is. It's just an honest thing, so we'll move past that. That's just how I am, and maybe some of like how life has been so far, but that's just for better or worse. That's a statement which I consider to be true. But because it's new to me, any of my big old bag of emotional tricks don't really apply, or if they did apply, I haven't really put them together. And I've been dropping off my little bag of tricks, and it's an automatic process, not a big deal. So if I wanted to intellectually dismantle and come to understand the mechanisms at play when feeling joy, I'm sure I could. I would have to brush off some of those machines I haven't actively used for a while, but I could absolutely come down and kind of process more of what's going on the way that I've come to learn how to process all of the other emotions that have helped me come to this way and to be Phineas Former and to rattle on and on and on and on. I do not shut up, but somehow it still makes sense because I've learned how to unpack a lot of states of emotionality. I could absolutely learn to express joy in that similar form of word. But I don't care. I just don't care. I have way too much life to live. So I don't need to figure out how joy and warm fuzzy relates to all of the emotional bag of tricks I've used to process emotionality to this point. So the only outlet I really have, because I stopped writing stories a while ago, my creative outlet has just become videos, and it's not so different actually from writing stories or being a musician. Some people encapsulate powerful emotions in music, and that's a perfectly acceptable format. It's much more traditional. And a little bit like rap, that stands for rhythm and poetry. My poetry is mid, and I have no sense of rhythm. But if you just add enough prose to make up for the lack of beat, you've got me. And why do you need to hide your emotions behind music? Just use your words. It's a form of art, baby. It's not any different than music. Really, I am just taking the emotions I feel and just putting raw words to it, opposed to less raw words, but raw music. Basically. And the only outlet I have for joy is video. Everything else, I know how to go for a walk when I'm angry, how to meditate when I'm sad. I know how to handle those things because I've learned how to process emotion. So far, the emotion that's new to me is just joy. I feel happy. And the outlet for expressing emotionality is video. And that's not only the most recent one right now, it's the only one, and I love it, do not mistake me. And my emotions are usually so strong that I have to get rid of them some way. When I get really angry, I have to take a break for about 5 minutes and just sit and feel it so I can process it and move on with my entire life. Because I have way too much life to live to be cucked by how strongly I feel. And I want to be able to operate my life with intentionality. I can't do that if I'm blinded by emotion. And the only way I know how to process happy is in a video. So, where I was conflicted a bit about venting out good feelings in a video, if the good feelings bottle up, then I'm just bottled up all day. And I can't be bottled up. I don't want to be a bottle boy. I'm not a bottle boy, I'm a video boy. And when we feel really bottled up and we have video energy, we make videos. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But it's kind of fun too, because I liked the last video I made. And so I'm probably going to like this video too, because it's just, I like being flustered. I like watching me be flustered. I like when I don't know what to do. And I like when a video doesn't have purpose except for, I don't know what to do. If a video ends on, I don't know what to do, that's a good video. I like those videos. And today's one of those videos, because I don't have anything more to say and it's long enough. So I got to close out the video. I have two thoughts. The first one is I want to get better at having like background music a little bit, which is neither here nor there, but that's just something I want to learn more about on these videos. I just need to like do the royalty free. I got to figure out what music to use, but that's something I want to do. And then also this world, shamelessly, it's something I wanted to say in the yesterday's video, but I didn't make it in because it was part of the non-video that I mentioned that I had filmed and then scrapped. This world makes me think of the fish, and I've made a few secret videos that I mentioned, and that took place in this world. And then I filmed a few other videos that are ready to be released, and they're like more normal videos of what you've come to expect from my channel, I guess. That I filmed because I was in a good mood, and they secretly made me think of the fish, but I didn't tell anyone that. But especially from this point on, and then also for those other videos, this is just like a fish background. And if I'm in a good mood because of like the fish, or we were like hanging out and just it feels special, then whatever we're talking about, even if it's not about fish, this world is the new, it's the fish zone. So you can just kind of know that if you see this in a thumbnail, it's gonna be a fish video, and it's so fascinating that I don't feel sheepish or ashamed about, like, we had a really special night and I made a video about it. It's such a weird life I've crafted. But I'm in some form of relationship. We haven't labeled it, and I'm fine with that. It's whatever, it's special. But he's with a little diva boy YouTuber. It's part of the package, and it's fine, and it's just such a weird relationship, but I'm on board, and then he's on board with it, and we had a really nice night. We cuddled, and because we were getting better at that, and we watched a movie, which has nice and significant meaning to us, and it was a lovely time, and I felt super, just because all my stuff's in the living room, so it's like I'm in the living room with just, I'm all nested up, and for a little bit I was nervous about the absurd image about in the real world, just like how that was. That only lasted for maybe like 2.5 per mil of a second, maybe, because I was way too busy just being content and present in the moment. And that's the video. That's what you get. And I don't know about what other videos I'll be making in the future, because I try not to think too hard about my life these days, because I get happier when I don't think. I recommend it, as if I was thinking, I would probably have way more doubt and way more insecurity, and I would be like, oh, am I overextending, or is this normal? And it's like, no, nothing is normal about what I'm doing right now, let alone and the pieces that come with it. I never thought in a million years that I would have spent the past 2 nights cuddling with a guy that I like, even, would be enough of a challenge to reconsider based on some of the life that I've lived. But then also for it to be a virtual reality experience is nuts and bizarre, and it comes along with the life I've started living ever since I stopped thinking about my actions and just taking them. And it's been such a good journey. and I can't wait to see what happens next. And this was a video which I had to make so I could continue my life in a normal ass way. And I'm very excited about that. And I'm excited to watch this video too when the time comes. I have to take the bus to work today, and I know what I'm going to watch on the bus today, and that's really fun. And then some normal updates. Breakfast was toast with jam and coffee, because I don't have much other food, and a little bit of ice cream as well. As I'm a true American. I don't know what you want from me. That was my breakfast. I'm wearing the leopard shorts again, and I just for some reason feel like you need that update. So I gave it to you. I'm gonna walk out of frame though. This video's long enough. Hope you have a good day. Bye, guys.